Good morning, guys. How are we all? I hope you're all well. So driveway and patio today and tomorrow. So I want to get all of the driveway clean today, all of the patio if I can. If not, half will be satisfactory, and then tomorrow I'll be resanding the driveway. So let me just turn you round. So if you look at this lovely clean roof over there, that's one of mine. Did that last year, still looking lovely. Right, anyway, enough of that. You want to see the driveway. This is really quite dirty. So we'll start on this little corner here. Very mossy, so we're going to do that. Very mossy. We'll check this driveway out. Okay, I mean, there's hardly any weeds. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff in the joints, but look how sort of black some of these areas are. So yeah, oh, as well, I'm doing these. Look at these lines. These are cast concrete. Yeah, I said I'll clean them for them. So that's going to require gentle pressure to remove a layer of sort of, I don't know, the sort of living film off it. And then I'm just going to hypo the hell out of it. They should come up nice. Be interesting to see how well they come up, because some of those spots, well, they're so ingrained. To get that looking perfect, you might need the ibex, but this was just an add-on that I said I'd do for free, so I'm not bringing the ibex out because that's an expensive bit of equipment that's hassle to bring out, because I have to tow it and tow the compressor and everything. So just for the sake of doing a freebie, I won't be getting the ibex out, but I'm positive these will come up nice. Anyway, let's go look at the back. So look how black it is there. That's where the car sits. Doing the wall tops as well. Okay, here's the back. Look at that. Okay, all around here. Not doing the decking. That's been painted. Looks pretty clean to me. Didn't ask for it to be done. Path all the way down there. Pond. The pond is just full of duckweed by the looks of it. Did ask the customer when quoting, there is no fish in here. And the path, a little bit there, up to the end. And that's the job, guys. It's a big one. And this is going to be one heck of a transformation. Because look at that. I actually quoted this in person. I forgot how bad this was. Look at the black on that. Whoops. Okay, this is inside the customer's garage. It's no big deal. The customer has readily admitted to me that, as you can see, the driveway starts there and slopes all the way down. And here's the drainage for it. Problem is, the drainage is crap. I would say it's highly likely to be a soakaway. The customer opened his garage and I could see obviously it had flooded. He's just removed his car. It's not a problem, I can just sweep all this out. No big deal, the customer's perfectly fine with it. He said that it floods every time they have heavy rain. So no surprises there. When you're pressure washing a driveway, of course it's going to flood. He just hadn't made me aware of it. So I sort of did panic a little bit there, but he was completely fine about it. And he's removed his car. I've just got to sweep it out, that's all. But you want to see the drainage hole down here. It's literally that. There should be quite big ones, sort of that sort of size, but it's like that, and it's to the side as well. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. The fact that it's draining away slowly would indicate that it is a soakaway, and the soakaway has become completely overwhelmed. It is soaking away, as the name suggests, but it's taking its time because of the sheer amount of water that's been put on there. So it does work, but it's just a bit annoying. Anyway, so yeah, driveway's coming up nice. I've nearly finished the block paving. I've only just got this section here to do, and I've got to do the edges, the lines, and the wall tops. Let's do it. Right, I'm pooped. Look at the drive. That has come up lovely. Check that out, it's still wet obviously. Look at these lines. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I need to come and... Oh yeah, so I've just got to do that before I go. But yeah, come up really nice. So tomorrow this will be dry enough for me to sand. So first thing, I'm going to come and sand this. I've broken the back of the back patio. So look at that, that's before I've even hypoed it. I mean look, there's black spots everywhere. Only little ones, so... And it's man-made concrete slabs, so these normally come up really, really well. I reckon only one, possibly two going over with the X-Jet with no proportioner. That'll come up lovely. So just got hypo this tomorrow. I've got to do the whole of that path as well. I'll do that with the turbo. Whole of that path over there and the pond surround. It's been a long day. I think it's about 5:15, so I haven't really stopped today. My back's hurting, knees are killing. I hate getting old. I need some help, that's all I need. Watch this space. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. So I'll see you in the morning for part 2. Cheers. Good morning. Day 2 of this sizable job. Driveway's not quite dry yet, which I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by because it is still very cool overnight at the moment. We're still getting frosts, and this had a massive soaking yesterday, so yeah. But yeah, it's looking really nice, eh? Look at those lions. I'll tell you what I do like. There's like sort of dark sort of detailing on them. I really like that. It looks like they've come from a fountain, or they were originally meant for a fountain. Can you see there's like a hole there? I imagine there would have been like a copper pipe or some sort of pipe coming out of there, and then the water would have been coming out there. That's a guess. I mean, I've no way of knowing for sure, but same one here. I like the sort of this isn't black spot or anything. This is actually dark sort of detailing on it, sort of dark. I don't really know how they've done that, but I really like that. But I would say this black spot is 97–98% removed. There's still the odd little dot, like you can see there's a dot. Actually no, that's a stone, but there's a dot. But pretty much most of it's gone, so yeah, that's better than I expected anyway. Okay, so I was planning on resanding this as soon as I got here, but as there's still a few damp patches, I'm just going to let that dry a little bit more and carry on round the back. Problem is, if I carry on round the back without sanding this, water from here is going to seep over onto here. Okay, I could wet sand it. Yeah, that's what I'll have to do. I don't know. Maybe I will sand this bit here, but that's still very damp. Yeah, look, I'm just going to wet sand this bit. So this is something nice. This is much drier. It still needs a hypo treatment, remember. This is going to benefit massively from hypo. I mean, considering it was black before, even now it looks 10 times better. So yeah, still got to do these paths all the way down there. That path over there. And around this. Okay, well, let's get to it. Right guys, I am completely done. So let's have a little walkabout and I'll show you what I've done. Customer was an eager beaver and wanted to put their bins back. I can't really be bothered to put them out. As you can see, it's very clean around here. All the moss gone, everything killed. That won't grow back in a hurry, I can assure you of that. Right, driveway. Why is it slightly wet? The reason is because there were some wet patches as I was sanding, and I wanted to make absolutely certain that the sand had gone into those wet patches. So I just sprayed it all with the hose. I realised as I was doing it, this is going to ruin my final shot. So I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for not taking the final shot before I did this, because it would have looked better. But all I can do now is just sort of show you what it looks like after it's been soaked. I mean, it's starting to dry here anyway. It looks pretty good. There's almost no black spot. I can't really see any. So the lions. Do you know what? I didn't expect them to come up so nice, but they look really nice. The customer said these lions were here when they moved in 20 years ago. The guy actually wanted to take them with him, but they couldn't lift them up, so they stayed. And they've been here 20 years. I don't know how long they'd been here before they moved in, but they'd clearly been there a long time because of the black spot and the growth that was on it. I don't actually mind growth on stuff like this, but I do not like black spot. I think black spot looks awful. So I don't blame them for wanting it clean. And actually, it's showing up all these sort of dark, this dark colouring around the lips and all inside the actual the creases of the lion's mane. It looks really nice. I would definitely have these in my garden. But they absolutely weigh a ton. They're so hard to move. I couldn't move them even if I tried. So yeah, they've come up lovely. Very pleased with that. I did go over it 5 times neat. But I mean, look, there's still spots. A couple of spots there. But yeah, 10 times better than it did. That one looks good. These will come up looking lovely. Very nice. Wall tops. Looking lovely. Okay, so let me explain something. These I knew would come up lovely because they're man-made concrete. They're not the most expensive tiles, but they seem to come up really nice. They react really well with hypo. You're almost guaranteed to remove pretty much 99 to 100% of the black spot. But these border stones, I hate these. They look alright, but the reason I don't like them is because they're so absorbent. These sort of, you can see black marks still on it there. There's even green left on it. I went over these with a brush neat, and it still hasn't taken the green away. That's unheard of. The green is so deep within. It's just these never come up nice ever. I mean, they look better than they did, but they don't look great. Now look at that. Remember what that was like? It was black. It looked horrendous. So down here, I'll talk about the pond surround in a second. Boom. No black spot left. Looking great. No black spot. Looking so good. Really pleased with this. This is nearly dry. Wall tops look nice. Okay, so there's a bit of pooling water here. This looks like Battenberg cake. Not quite the same colour, because I think that's yellow, isn't it? Yellow and white, but it's that sort of look. This is probably 1960s. I mean, it's not the sort of modern sort of style you'd see now, but this was bad, really bad. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I can still see spots around these edges. These edges are the same as the ones over on the other side, the yellow ones. they're terrible. They're so absorbent, it's almost impossible to remove the black spot. I did go over them with neat hypo. That did improve it, but it certainly didn't take it all away. But the actual main slabs, they're pretty much clean. Right, let's address this pond. So I cleaned around the surround with the turbo. As you can see, there is plenty of black spot still left behind. The problem is okay, there's no fish in here and there's no plants in here that they care about or anything. It's just pretty much an abandoned pond full of rotting leaves. It stinks. It's just what's the word? It's just a stagnant pool full of rotting leaves and twigs. But I don't know whether there's frogs in there. I don't know whether there's newts in there. So I just didn't trick around this bit, because I went up to about here, because you can see there's a lip that goes all the way around, meaning the water from the actual patio can't go into the pond because it's slightly raised. So rather than kill stuff that's living in there, which I just don't want to do, I've just given it a wash. It looks much better, so much better, but you can still see spots. In fact, there's loads of spots, but I just cannot get rid of those spots without putting a strong sodium hypochlorite solution on there, and that is just going to kill whatever's living in there. I mean, there might be nothing living in there, but I don't know. It's highly likely there's frogs in there, and highly likely there's newts in there. Newts are protected, so I'd be killing a protected species. So I think I've made the right decision, but it doesn't look bad. It looks so much better than it did, but not perfect. But the frogs and the newts live to fight another day, that's for sure. Anyway, this has been a big one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as usual. Do you know what? I never do this. I never actually ask this, so I'm going to start doing it a bit more. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.